Hi, this time I will talk to you about the layer similarities. I am going to give you a brief introduction of what are Photoshop layers and what are the basic ways to work with them. The main thing is Photoshop's layers are meant to enable us create composition and images by overlapping an image on top of another. The first we're going to see is how to create, erase, and hide. Here, on this composition, I want to create a new layer to make a black circle, for example. To create a new layer, we click on the tiny folio icon found on the Layers window. That creates a new blank layer, in which I can do whatever I want. If I want to delete this layer, I will simply have to either drag it to the bin or select the layer and click on the bin and then click on Yes. Now, if I want, I can hide layers instead of creating new ones. This is the case of this composition in which I added new threads and I hide them. If you notice, I have the threads here and I don't need to delete them. I can click on the eye icon and they become hidden. So we can create layers by clicking on the little folio icon, I delete them by clicking on the bin icon, and I can hide them by clicking on the eye icon. If I want to create a new layer based on an already existing one, like for example this threads layer, we already created the tree layer but we want to create the new one. So instead of clicking on the folio icon, I can also drag to the folio icon. And then now I have a new tree similar to that one. Next is I want to link together some layers so that they can move together, and also to group them together and to merge them together. Link layers together means I want this tree and this tree to move together, for example. So I select them and I click on the shine icon, link layers. The two layers have the shine icon now, and then I select any of them and I try to move them. They will both move together. We can also group layers together. In this case, I'm going to select all these three layers at once by pressing Shift, and I do a right click. My bad. Okay. Ctrl-Alt-Command-G, which will be the same as putting them in a folder. That folder is a group, and I can move all the layers in it at the same time. But if I want to move a single tree, I can open the folder and move an isolated tree. This is a main difference between grouping and join together. With group, I can move the group or I can move just an isolated item. If I want to ungroup, I press Ctrl-Shift-G or Command-Shift-G on Apple. Now, if I want to merge layers together, do the following. Select all of them, and on the left side menu, every window has a left side menu. So I click on the menu and merge layer options appear. So with this option, we merge all the layers and they become one. It is stronger than grouping them together because there is no independent layers. If I click on merge layer, Command E or Ctrl E, they no longer independent layer but they all became one. After we did this, there is no going back. So it is very important we know very well when to use the merging layer option. Another even more drastic option to merge, we don't even have to select layers. We click on the layers menu and we click on flatten image. And all the images become only one background. I click there and it says one of the layers is hidden. Never mind, we discard it. Now everything is together as a single background. So if I want to merge together some of the layer, I select the ones I want to merge it and press Ctrl E or Command E. But if I want to merge all, I don't have to select any of them. Simply go to the menu and click on the flatten image. For now, we are also going to see what are locks and filters. Locks enable us, they are found there, locks, to move a specific layer. For example, I block the trade layers so I can color on this layer. If I try to paint, it says no. But I can move it. I haven't blocked the movement, but I blocked the coloring. Now I block the movement and can move neither. This one right here is a very interesting blockade. This does not allow me to color outside it. So if I try to paint outside, it doesn't work, but I can paint inside. This lock only colors on already occupied pixels, does not create new pixels. If I click on the big padlock, then I can't paint outside or inside or movement. Now let's talk about filters. I'm not talking about filters I showed you previously, which are found here. I'm talking about that we can filter layers, because it will get a point you will have a big design and you will have plenty of layers, which can become very confusing to find a specific layer. These filters up here can be activated by clicking on this switch. This is only available on Photoshop newest versions. I can filter by kind, and I said I want to see only the layers with photo, or only the text layers, or only the ones with text and photos, right? This is how we filter by kind. We can also filter by name. Whatever we name them, we can filter them by name, or we can filter by effects. So here we have a list of effects. For example, the one with bevel and emboss. We can filter by mode, for example, normal, multiplied, etc. By attribute, for example, visible, blocked, empty, joined, etc. And lastly, by color. For example, if I use a special color to differentiate this layer, choose red, then let's say by kind this layer is red, so I can say reds, blues, etc. Okay, here I will show you layers have merging modes and opacity. By this we mean here, for example, fusion mode enables this part of the tree to be on multiplied mode, and it can merge better with the grass. Then I reduce the level of opacity a little bit for it to look like a real shadow on the floor. Regarding the effect, adjustment, and mask, we can talk about the mask. For example, in this case I can put another sky, but the line looks too sharp, so I can use a mask down here for this layer, and then I can color black the parts I want to hide. Let me pick another brush. And now the upper sky and the lower sky can also merge together. So by painting black on it, mask, we did this. We can also create new layers based on already existing layers. For example, this layer of a butterfly already has a selection done. I cut the selection with the Move tool and the scissor icon appears. I'm not using selection tool but Move tool. So I cut, and now I have this layer. Let me place it. If you notice, this new layer appears behind the trees. So I place it in front of them. I press Ctrl T or Command T if I want to transform it, and do a right click and I flip horizontally. And it's only left to talk about adjustment layers and effect layers. We spoke about adjustment layers on previous videos. For example, we can create a layer that enables us to make hue saturation, colorize. We colorize the whole scene, right? Effect layers works as follows. Imagine I have a text, for example, Ctrl T, Command T. I can apply the effect on the text by pressing Effects, Bevel and Bold, Shadows, Outer Glow, etc. Among many other effects we will talk about later.